Beer time. We got enough time for one more tonight. Been a long day and I have nothing better to do. I'm clearing out my fridge. And I've been holding on to this one because it's a doozy. It's a bit much. Not an easy drinker. Waiting for the right day to go ahead and crack one open for the channel. What better time than now? We got WarPig. Aggressively hopped double IPA from Southern Brewing Company here in Athens, Georgia. Got a cool, colorful pig with his nose ring and everything to top the can off. I have only seen this beer in stores once. Further investigation, it is what they call tap room offering. It is not one of their continually offered beers, as far as I'm aware of. Get it while you can. We haven't gotten to the full reason of why this one is such a doozy, but we are an IBU of 100. We have broken the triple digits. Yeah, it's a ballsy boy. Yeah, so IBUs are 100. ABV is 8.5. So this is by definition a big boy beer, if not one of the bigger of boy beers. So keep that in mind before you purchase. The faint of heart or someone that can't stand a double IPA, especially the West Coast style, may be a bit turned off to this one. Without further ado, it's got a bite to it. It's not a bad bite, but it's the bite you're looking for when you buy a 100 IBU double IPA. Now I've had 100, I think the highest was the 120, the Dogfish had 120 minute. I've had, the Mandarin Chief, I think was pushing like 90, and a few others that were like, 80 mark and up, and sometimes you get those 80 IBU beers and they really don't taste like it. This one straight up tastes like 100 IBUs. There's no skirting around it. And we do have this relatively caramel, if not orange color to it, which is a bit interesting. It's relatively hazy, relatively dark. Carbonation's mild but decent head to it. And it smells like a hoppy malty mess. And when I say mess, for those of us that care about the double IPA life, you're looking for the mess. This one hits that one right on the head. It's going to scratch that itch. But there's a hint, slightly more than a hint, an upfront taste of citrus that just mellows out into hops and malt. It does have a slight boozy taste, faint but there. It does a rather thicker / hazy consistency. But for for 100 IBUs, it's a gross beer. Gross isn't a good way. Like you're getting those IBUs out of it. You're getting those hops. It's not that outrageously bitter. Like it's hoppy but not bitter, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Let me read you what we got on the can here. Oh Lord, yeah. All right, Black Sabbath. All right. So WarPig is an intensely hoppy double IPA designed to showcase its citrusy hop flavor. Okay, it is citrusy. I'm not crazy. A West Coast, also not crazy. Bittering level keeps the malt in check and cranks the flavor to 11. The Athens IPA series is our place to play with higher ABV and hopping rates for the boldest of tastes. Now this is obviously very bold in taste. It is undeniable. I'm glad that it being named WarPig wasn't by coincidence, and it is a Black Sabbath reference, which 2 weeks ago, first Black Sabbath album turned 50 years old, the beginning of the greatest genre of music of all time, metal. So, as you know, we go by that 2-sip rule, and especially with double IPAs, if not regular IPAs, but those first 2 sips don't really count. The second one kind of gives you an idea of what's going to be like. The third one, you really chase the beer, right? And this one, as bitter and hard it is to choke down the first sip or two, it does continue to smoothen and mature in taste as you continue to drink through these pints. It is a very well-rounded, thick, nasty boy IPA, double IPA. I believe I've had a few other Southern Brewing Company beers that were also not let down. I think that was actually half the reason when I bought this one. I did buy this one about a month ago and just haven't decided to do it for the channel yet, because they are a special occasion beer. They are not an easy drinker, but that does not take away at all how good it actually is. Oh, all in all, 8.5, 100 IBUs, relatively caramel in color, relatively hazy, almost kind of on the hazier side, or cloudy. There is a malt shine through, somehow past the 100 IBU hoppy bitterness that focuses on citrus, but is not overly citrus. It is not a citrus IPA, but there are citrus hints to it, and it's just good. Just solid. I don't, as a metal fan, anything that kind of tongue-in-cheek plays on words with metal, I feel like it's a must-buy. Also, a really gross triple-digit IBU double IPA, I feel like is always a must-buy, because I want to try all of those, and not a lot are made because not a lot of people like them. It seems like once we pass 70, no one cares anymore. I'm going to say it's a must-buy if you see it. I don't remember it being too expensive. I think it was very average for a 4-pack of pints. Probably in that $10 to $12 range. But if you want a put some hair on your chest kind of double IPA beer that's not overly fruity or frilly, this is the answer. This is the go-to. And if you do get a hold of it, I know Southern Brewing isn't the biggest brewery, so it's probably going to be relatively restricted to Georgia and the surrounding states. But if you do get a hold of it, let me know if you agree. I'd love to hear what you think. That's good. That's good. It's just good. Just do yourself a favor and buy it. I'll see you guys next time.